Alrighty, well, we just discovered that we have a fan out there. We had somebody completely cut into our Aquarius reading, so we are redoing these for the Aquarius Collective, and I will be posting that crazy ass, crazy green reading that we just took. So if you want to go ahead, babe, and grab a 5 for the Aquariuses. I've asked that energy to please let me do my collective readings. That was enjoyable, but yeah. So, all right, here we go. This is for the Aquarius Collective. What 5 are they working on? Aquarius Gen X Collective. We're asking Oz. We'll just say be careful what we wish for, right? When you ask the other side to help you with things, sometimes they have a great sense. I mean, they have a great fucking sense of humor. Okay. What 5 you playing, baby? All right, we've got an Aquarius that is fighting, open, actively, upended 5 of Wands. And why? What is their overarching energy? Again, we're on the crazy grain for the Aquarius Collective. Please and thank you, Spirit. Oh, that was a wild cut in. Okay. All right, we have the Fool. Yep, we've got somebody going on a new journey here. I love our Awakening Collective, let me tell you. All right. For Aquarius, Gen X Collective, please. Why do we have people fighting over somebody going on a new journey? Right off the top, these I can take, yes. And I'm telling be told up. Okay. Somebody here is bringing down a tower on a 6 of Cups, because they are indeed going on a new journey. Okay, can you tell me more about this, please, Spirit? We've got an Aquarius going on a new journey. Okay, this one, yes, okay. So, you're laying down some old burdens, and I'm being told just to read these to you straight as I get them. You will be the victor over being put out in the cold. Somebody has taken your money, your honey, something like this. You had some fighting going on back and forth. No worries. 8 of Pentacles. What is yours will be yours, is what I'm being told to say. Anything else on these? This is an interesting line. This is for Aquarius. So Aquarius ain't staying out in the cold for long. They've been put out in the cold, I'm being told, but they've laid down some old burdens, and that comes with, they've pulled a tower and they've laid down old burdens, and that 5 of Pentacles will show up when they feel like they have been put out of something. In this case, that's true. So, however, they're going to have victory. So, victory over being put out. Eventually what you're going to be like, is this all good? I got some 8 of Pentacles, I got something coming back in. So this is literally a storyline. You used to have a 6 of Cups. You pulled him through a tower because you went on a new journey. You laid down the old burdens. You have victory over being put out post that tower fall. You have 8 of Pentacles coming in. Okay, so Aquarius, you started off in fighting. You're ending up in the 8 of Pentacles as you move things along. I can't tell. The only thing I can't tell is if this was in the past. I feel like this is future predictive right here. This additional downline piece, I believe, is future predictive. I'm being told that the Aquarius that I'm talking to will perfectly understand this. They don't need any clarification in terms of, I was trying to decide, would it be the 10 of Wands? Should I show them what they're coming in? This Aquarius knows what they're working for, what they're working towards already. They know which burdens they had to lay down. There will be victory. So, you know, victory could just mean, hey, look, I'm getting peace. I've got peace. I've got love. You know, I got the beautiful things coming at me. Any other kipperish to kind of give them a little hint of anything here? Yep, they're moving on. They're moving on. I think I'm just getting confirmation of the storyline for this Aquarius. This Aquarius that needs to hear this is all factual and true for them, is what I'm being told. Anything else that they may recognize? That they may recognize who they are. You laid down a false narrative about yourself. That's part of what you laid down. And you know what, let me tell you something. False narrative could be something that the Aquarius was saying about themselves to themselves, okay? That may show up a little bit better in the sacred woundings. Yeah, nothing on the kippers. This, I'm literally being told this person or persons know exactly who this is aimed at within the Aquarius collective. This is interesting. I am going to do a sacred wounding just to see what it is. What's this false narrative you laid down? Somebody told you were reactive and abusive. Okay. I actually take that quite seriously. If somebody has created a false narrative about anybody out there related to them being reactive and abusive, I don't appreciate that at all. As a female who has been hurt and harmed in past, it's very important that we keep our integrity. I don't know who needs to hear that out there, but it's very important that we keep our integrity in the upright at all times and that we don't create those kind of false narratives. I'm not even going to read this because it's not okay to put a false something out there about anybody, whether it's male, female, or otherwise. We pull in things from the universe that we don't mean to pull in towards ourselves, okay? I'm putting that down. I probably should have done what they did to listen to them to begin with. I will give in the Illuminati card. We just don't spread things like that about people, and we don't tell people who they are, especially if they haven't done that. Spirit is literally saying that this was a false narrative that somebody out there put out about this Aquarius. Okay. All right. The power of love. You feel the power? That's the power of love. That's right. Love is the frequency they can't counterfeit. You hear that? Nobody can create a bullshit narrative when it comes to love, Aquarius. It dismantles fear, neutralizes control, and restores the connection they have worked so hard to sever. Love has the power to unite us beyond propaganda and borders. So that's a direct. Whoever put this out about the Aquarius out there, understand that you can't create false narratives in love, and love will counteract that every single time. Spirit is saying, Aquarius, lay down your burdens. Lay down your burdens. It's okay. If somebody put false narrative on you, you're moving on. Okay? Nobody deserves that. Yeah, that's definitely low viber.
Yeah.
That's low vibe and bullshit energy right there.
Okay.
That's somebody. Yeah.
That's what I was feeling.
Yeah, that's low vibe and energy that somebody would put out. Ooh, and another threw right at me.
What?
Confirmation. You're going on the new journey, the new path, okay? This flew out at me. Okay? And that was your overarching energy from Ozzy, was the Fool. Okay? And you're being told that the power of love is not something that somebody can make up a false bullshit narrative about, okay? My goodness. Okay.
Okay.
All right, baby. Do you have a card or feeling a card?
Yeah, I do. Because I didn't like that one too much.
Yeah, I don't like low vibe energy. Yeah.
This is when I'm coming with you.
Yeah, and I think he means whoever's putting out that low vibe and energy. He wants to give them a little taste of why we create horrible, awful things when we put negative bullshit that you darn well know is not true. I often see stuff like this. Because we operate in forgiveness, I often see stuff like this. Parent to parent, parent with children, oh, well, I put so-and-so out because of such and such. I think of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. We don't claim false shit against others because let me tell you something, people that have really and truly been in with that's why they get so ignited. And I'm trying not to sound judgy to whoever did this because I know we're all trying to do the fives. But I think it's more important that the Aquarius know that Spirit is saying lay down those burdens. Lay down the burdens because anybody making that shit up about you, say it to yourself. What is that?
Upside down.
Neighbors. Neighbors in the upside down. I don't think we've ever gotten neighbors before.
No, that's a new one.
Surprised we didn't get lies.
Yeah.
But, we hear
Rosemary's
Baby. Did I not just say
yes.
somebody spreading shit to their kids and stuff? This is really happening. How well do we really know our neighbors or flatmates or co-workers, and how much do they know about us? Is it possible that they see us playing a role in the design of their lives, of which we're unaware? Are their secret ambitions born of our deception or ignorance? Trust your senses. You can tell a lot about someone by looking into their eyes. It's reversed. It's nice to be needed. Embrace your role in the community. Okay? So somebody is laying down their burdens so that they can move on with this, so that they can have the new journey. Okay? And I'm sorry if this Aquarius was set back because of false narratives relating to supposedly reactive abuse. I'm literally being told it's supposed reactive abuse, but you do realize that Spirit sees everything, whether or not somebody really was up in your space, beating you up, things like that, or saying horrible, awful things. Reputation, dignity is something that we should all be willing to give to one another. Give each other our dignity. If we know somebody on a past timeline, we need to, as a collective, start understanding that, well, this is where we left so-and-so. Somebody that you knew in 1990 or 1991 is not the same person that you knew at all. And I speak this through our collective. Continuing to do reputational damage to people on purpose simply to fulfill one's own needs is never okay with Spirit. And Spirit is saying, okay, I'm now 53, for example, and I don't have Aquarius in my chart, but I'm just giving a for example. If you knew me when I was 18, you sure as hell do not know a thing about me at all. These days, you don't know the person I've become, the person I'm becoming still. Bear that in mind, and that's, Spirit's asking me to give that as, just use myself, put myself in the hot seat. So saying stuff like this about somebody that you haven't known, they're literally saying stuff like this about somebody you haven't known in years and years and years. You don't know what people have gone through, what they've done to change themselves. We can't, as a collective, particularly an awakening collective, be firing shots over the bow, is what I see, firing shots over the bow at somebody else in order to fail to put our own egos away. Because that's somebody that still need, people that do that and continue doing that with people they know, their children, their co-workers, you know, somebody you knew way, way, way back when. If you didn't have that ego high, you wouldn't be doing that, is what Spirit is saying. So know that that's part of who we are as we wake up as a collective. And I am really very sorry for whoever this Aquarius is. I hope that that gets so much better for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice and maybe give whoever this Aquarius is the hint. There is some Taurus connected to you or in your chart. This is the Venus. Yes, this is somebody from the planet Love. Okay. Maybe a 24-year-old, maybe somebody born in 84 or 82 that's doing that. And Spirit just tells you, remember, if you don't know a person and they haven't been on your timeline and you don't have their side of the story and you're taking your information from somebody that knew them way, way, way back when, it's never okay. It's never okay to gauge that. All right, they're saying take a nap so that Spirit can tell you how wrong that is. All right, do you want to do maybe some Trinky Charms and then pull one of these? And then we will do one last message today for the Piscean collective out there. And then we will be done with our crazy grain reads. All right, all we've got is this. They may have a connection to Pisces. You know, and that this makes me think father. This makes me think a male. You know, seahorses, it's the men who give birth to the babies. And so this makes me think that some false narratives have been put out there by people who probably haven't even known this person, and this person's gone on a whole new journey. So just remember, yes, and you know what? He almost pulled X for you. That's sitting right there. This is somebody in our X. This is somebody in our generation. The S is in reverse, okay? The unicorn. Unicorns mean something to somebody out there, okay?
Yeah.
We hope this helps. Oh, except for, did you want to pull one of these? We're just gonna give this a very quick chakra to help you reset. You want me to pull? Okay. He wants me to pull the chakra. Let's see. I am putting, the heart chakra. The power of love is never going to allow false things like this to stand. And whoever this Aquarius is doing a great job of just pulling themselves into a new space and leaving this behind them. They're laying that burden down because, you know, you can't convince people to not act in ignorance. And ignorance can be bliss sometimes for some. So I'm sorry to whoever that is, whoever that Aquarius is. Again, it's not a downline. I don't even have Aquarius. I don't think you have one in your as well. But we know how hurtful it can be when somebody is spreading things. Somebody needs to lay that down. Sounds like this Aquarius is working on doing just that. And just know we love you very much.
Yeah, keep on.
Keep on keeping on, Aquarius.
Blessing.